What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We back in Europe, and we got Europe geography is weirder than you think. We finna see, because I think I checked out a video that said American geography is weirder than you think, and now we here with Europeans. So very interesting stuff. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Let's check it out.
The Earth's landmasses have some very interesting shapes, like how the west coast of South America is on more or less the same latitude as the east coast of North America, or how you can sail in a straight line from Kamchatka to Pakistan. However, once you get humans involved to draw their little borders and build their cities, things can get even weirder. No surprise, weird geographical phenomena like these are things I find incredibly fascinating. So if you'll forgive me, I'm basically just going to spend this entire video nerding out about weird geography facts. Although hopefully some that you haven't heard before, like how Germany is technically only 2 countries away from the US.
Oh, interesting.
So you're probably asking yourself, how? What do I even mean when I say Germany is 2 countries apart from the US? Is this some kind of super technical thing where I actually mean France and Spain once you exclude the Atlantic Ocean?
That's the only thing close to it?
No. What I mean is that Germany borders a country that borders another country that borders the US. Okay, but how?
Okay, that making me think how the map is, the body of water. Is the body of water really that big? How they, display it on the map, or is everything closer than we think?
Well, let's start in Germany. First, you're going to want to go east. Well, actually, as a bit of a spoiler, you're going to want to go east the whole way. So first we reach Poland, which obviously borders Germany. And as if they hadn't had enough of their bad neighbors, Poland also borders Russia, which is obviously crucial to this. Now, Poland doesn't border Russia proper, but it does border the exclave of Kaliningrad, which I'm sure all the comments will be quick to point out was once the German city of Königsberg. Now, Russia is of course going to help us because it is... Is it too late to say heckin' chonker?
Heckin' chonker?
Yeah, it probably is. I've already made that joke a couple times. But nonetheless, Russia is massive. So going east, we eventually reach the northeasternmost point in all of Asia. Or actually a little bit east of that, to the Diomede Islands.
Is that Alaska?
Now you've probably heard of these guys. They're a pair of islands, one of which belongs...
So the end of Russia right there is right that close? I'm sure this is Alaska, right?
Islands. Now you've probably heard of these guys. They're a pair of islands, one of which belongs to Russia, and the other to the US. And right between the two runs a maritime border between Russia and the US, putting 2 countries border to border directly between the US and Germany. What's crazy about this is that
technically 3, I believe something's right there. I think Estonia and stuff, is it?
When I said there are only 2 countries between Germany and the US, I didn't necessarily have to use Poland and Russia as examples. There are actually 2 more pairs I could have used, as pointed out on Twitter by Geography World. So
let me see. If you went to count and clear the Martin boy, there are technically only 2 countries between Germany. Wow.
So what other countries does Germany border? Well, let's see. Czechia, Austria, Switzerland, France. France is somewhat famously not confined to its territories in mainland Europe and Corsica, but also has far-flung territories scattered all over the place, most of which also fully count as France. If you want to learn more about these, I made a video on these such territories a few months ago, but what you need know here is of the existence of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, a pair of islands located right off the coast of Newfoundland, complete with a maritime border with the Canadian island. And yeah, we're just going to count maritime borders for the sake of explanation. And now that you're in Canada, yeah, I'm pretty sure Canada borders the US, no problem. Finally, we have Luxembourg, Belgium, Netherlands, and Denmark. If by Denmark you mean the Kingdom of Denmark, complete with the territory of Greenland. And oh, what's that up there? Oh, you bet that's another maritime border with Canada. Need I say more? Okay, maybe not a true maritime border, but it does have a border dispute. So Germany is 2 countries away from the US in 3 different ways.
That's crazy. That's interesting. I don't know. Me personally, I think sometimes everything is closer than what we think. Especially I don't know if most people look at the flat version of the map, but when you look at globes, everything do look a little bit closer than the usual.
Not exactly a realization that comes intuitively, but one that shows both how big Russia is and how many territories countries like France and Denmark have all around the world. Going back to Germany, a good amount of playing with the measure tool on Google Maps reveals that Cologne is just as far from Berlin as it is from London.
Wow.
Going southward, Munich is also closer to Bosnia and Herzegovina than it is to Berlin.
Dang.
Even though Bosnia and Herzegovina is actually 3 countries away from Germany, meaning that technically it's further away than the US is in a strangely technical way that really doesn't count. That, however, is nothing compared to a city like Freiburg im Breisgau, which, even though it's kind of a random example, really shows how kind of weirdly located Berlin is for a capital, since Freiburg is actually closer to Paris, Brussels, Luxembourg City, Amsterdam, Bern, Ljubljana, Monaco, Liechtenstein, San Marino, and even Prague than it is to Berlin. That is 7 foreign capitals, 10 if you include the microstates. Now, these facts might make you feel like you're this close to losing it, but Moldova is already that close to not being landlocked. Seriously, the town of Polanka, located about 45 kilometers west of Odessa, is less than 3 kilometers from the Dniester estuary on the Black Sea. But that 3 kilometers of land still belongs to Ukraine, so sorry, Moldova. Of course, the countries of Europe themselves are pretty small. Even the largest non-Russia country in Europe, Ukraine, is still smaller than the largest US state. One country that is absolutely ginormous, however, is China.
For sure.
China has always been viewed as being far from Europe.
I ain't gonna lie, like, before I start getting to all this stuff, I knew Russia was up there, but I didn't know Russia was that big. I always thought that other half was just China, and China was like pretty much all like Russia taking over is bigger than pretty much all of Europe and Asia combined, it seemed like.
And, well, to be fair, it is. But if you look at the westernmost point in the country, just west of Kashgar, you'll find that it is actually closer to Istanbul than it is to Shanghai.
Wow.
In fact, it is also closer to Belarus than it is to Beijing.
No way.
Let's close this video with some fun facts about linguistic geography, as in the geography of where people speak different languages. For instance, what is the closest English-speaking country to Italy? I'll give you a hint, it's a left-side driving island nation. That's right, it's Malta.
You can't even
and,
see
well, to
Malta.
be fair, they were a British colony at one point, so that would explain that. Finally, what is the largest English-speaking city in the world? By that, I mean, what is the most populous city in an English-speaking country? It's not New York, it's not London,
Wow.
It's not even in what's generally considered the Anglosphere. It's New Delhi, India, home to roughly the same number of people as live in New York and London, combined.
That's pretty big.
Okay, now what is the largest
I'm probably blocking
New York
it.
and London, combined?
But this said New Delhi is really the largest city in the country where English is an official language, but it doesn't have the largest Anglophone population of any city.
Okay, now what is the largest
Dang, that's pretty
Francophone city
big.
in the
India's
world?
big.
Judging from the last answer, of course, I'm guessing you're waiting for me to not say Paris. And you're right, it's not Paris. It's Kinshasa, in the
Kinshasa?
Democratic Republic of the Congo, or Dr. Congo as I prefer to say.
What the?
Lastly, what is the largest German-speaking city in the world? This is a bit of a tough one, isn't it?
I feel
Yeah,
like
okay, it's actually Berlin. The world isn't that weird.
Okay.
As always, thanks for watching, and please let me know if you want
I
more
was
of these.
really thinking because I did some country stuff about the language German being one of the first or second languages in another country as well. But dang, that is weird. That is weird. Like when you think, I felt like Russia is so dang big. I didn't know that the eastern, northern, whatever point you want to make it, is that close to Alaska. That's crazy. That is interesting. But yeah, I feel like geography definitely interesting. And like the deeper you dive into it, not only the more you know, but the interesting it get and really have you thinking, you know what I'm saying? It really got me thinking out here. Like I feel like things are closer than what they seem. And with the technology, I mean, we get into different places faster than the usual two these days. But I enjoy this. Hope y'all did as well. If y'all have some other weird or interesting geography facts that you want me to check out, hey, send them my way. Comment below, or you can use the Google form that I have. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.